How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Weeb Lounge. I'm Nick, and in this video we're going to go over a little bit of our early progression, what we're doing, but also, our first impressions, really, what's good, what's bad, and such, and also the fact that I got myself probably one of the luckiest gacha pulls ever. All right, so first things first, I had to address this character. I decided for the first time to actually just try my luck at one of the Stella boxes. Basically a gacha roll, right? And one of these Stella boxes is 0.4 BNB, and at the time I think that translated to about 138 US dollars. So not cheap. This is an NFT game. It's play to earn. Like I've said in the previous videos, you got to put some money in to get money out. It's like with any business, any whatever. But you get to have fun with this one. And this, somehow I pulled her. Okay. Let's just say there's a 1.2% chance to get her. And that alone, these are the only 5 available up for sale on their marketplace right now. Cheapest 3.69 BNB, just a standard version of her. Mine is not standard. Mine has a very rare passive that increases all element attack by 500. This makes her significantly more powerful and more useful. I'll show you guys in some play footage here in just a bit, but I don't think it's out of the question that this character would be worth like 6 to 8 BNB maybe. That's kind of throwing it out there. Tell me what you guys think in the comments for anybody that knows the value of characters and stuff. I'm still kind of new to this, but that's kind of like my rough guess. This is a rare character. To get that passive, I think it was like less than 0.5%, like 1.2% chance to get the character, then like 0.5% for her to get that passive. Do the math. I can't do math. Math is bad. But anyway, let's go back here. Now, I have been complaining about a few things, obviously the cost of things in the game, the balance and such, and this is a fresh game, just came out, and way before this game even started, I bought all 7 of the SR characters, right? Didn't get any of the SSRs, rares were not available, and I just thought, okay, well, I'm gonna get what I can get, right? I want to be well prepared for this game, and the only reason I did that is because they had like an open beta or open alpha, whatever it was back then, and I played it, saw it was a solid game. I was like, all right, I'm going to give it a try. And so far, I'm thinking it's pretty awesome, but there are a few quirks about this. Well, I guess I should go over the good first. The good is the play mechanics are really solid. Let's go ahead and throw her into some combat here. I've been grinding and grinding and grinding, so I'll put her around here. See, 2-8 for some... Let's see, I need plans and all this other stuff. And you can see, like, I haven't even 3-starred this yet. Okay, I'm still building up. This game has a difficulty curve that is unreal, and that's one of my gripes. The difficulty curve is ridiculous, but that's also to try to get people to invest in the game or whatever. Because if you're free to play in this game, I kind of feel bad for you. You're going to run into a lot of walls. You can do it with time and patience. You will make some money. You will go, but it will take you a long time. Even for people that spend some money, it's going to take a while. And I spent pretty good chunks so far. It's like, you guys know me and my gacha games. Once I get hooked on one, it's like, oh no, somebody give me my money back from Genshin Impact, seriously, or Fate Grand Order. Quick little side note: Fate Grand Order, over the course of 3 years, I spent $35,000. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm dumb. I'm stupid. I should never have done it. If I would have done that with this game, at least I'd have a chance to get my money back, now wouldn't I? Anyways, into the combat. Now, all my other characters are level 68, and take a look at their power levels. I got like not rare gear, but uncommon green gear or whatever on them. And Kuro here, no, the blue gear. Is it the blue gear? Whatever gear. And Kuro here is level 53. Her power level already dwarfs the rest of them. I still have plenty of levels to go, and she only has 2 pieces of gear. That goes to show you how powerful the SSR characters are, especially with that passive. That passive is alone, I think, was 1,400, 1,500 power level. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's go ahead and start battle here. And because I just had to do a reinstall on this, skip the story, get in there, and I'm just going to auto combat it. Let it do what it do. And that is one of the things I kind of like, the auto combat. We're going to focus on Kuro here. Now, the combat's all good and everything, and it's solid. You can switch to whatever characters you want. I really like that. You know, I think Genshin Impact, when you have, you know, 4 characters, but you can only use 1 at a time. Here, all 4 are on the field. So I guess it could be, you know, pretty hectic if you're trying to micromanage and control every single little thing. You'll drive yourself nuts if you try to do that. Try to focus on 1, maybe a second or whatever when you have to reposition fighting bosses and crap. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring this out. All right. But this is actually, you know, the damage that Kuro's doing is just ridiculous. And she kind of messed that up because things were all like out of range or dead or something already. It was stupid. But that's the one of my gripes is that the auto combat is brain dead. Okay, whatever's closest is what everybody attacks. That's it. Nobody tries to dodge anything. When skills are up, they're used, except for the Stella Strike down here. It won't automate that. So I could just clicky. Do a little damage there. Oh, okay, Kuro does so much damage. But, like I said, one of my gripes is definitely the AI combat. The AI combat is garbo in this. It is, you know, it'll work. It's very simple. You can do auto combat like this on stages that you can relatively easily clear. But get this. This is where the difficulty curve and another little aspect or whatever that I'm not really caring for here. The time to get a 3-star is 1:30. You see here 1:43, 1:44 here soon. At the 2-minute mark, it'll start hitting your characters with a little bit of health. Okay? So like your characters start getting hurt, and boom, dead, and it gets more powerful the longer it goes. If you can last like 15 seconds or so after that timer breaks, then you're lucky. You're very lucky. 1:49 is actually pretty good for the frickin' auto character because the auto characters don't use the Stella Strike. What I would actually like is for there to be some kind of component where you can use Stella Strike on and off, and also kind of tell it when to use it. It's like use Stella Strike, you know, only on bosses, or use Stella Strike at the beginning of entering a map. Save for the first 10 seconds of entering a zone or something. You know, that would probably be a little bit better for AI, but that aside. And I also got Yoru here. Peko Mama. That is definitely a Peko Mama. What's that? Princess Connect. What's the equivalent? Homare? No, not Homare. Dragon Mama. Dragon Mama. Oh my god. Yeah, it's pretty much Dragon Mama. Play Princess Connect, you know, Dragon Mama. Okay, so what are some of my complaints? Well, one of my complaints was definitely that story. The timers on it are kind of ridiculous in some of these. See, let's take a look at the one that I just did. Here's the details. Clear the stage within 1:30. With what I have, if I take manual control, I could probably barely reach that. I'm thinking I can. Okay, I haven't tried it for a while because right now I'm being lazy. I'm autopiloting the whole damn thing to try and just grind a ridiculous amount of stuff. I need things, many things. But like this one, it says clear the stage within 1:30. I think more realistically that should be 1:45 or even at 2, because I had a really hard time getting through this, even with some higher end stuff. And it's like, oh god, you know, I think 1:45 would probably be somewhat fair. 2 minutes would be great, because one thing that I kind of complain on is, look at this, like doing this one was like stupid easy, and then you go up to 2:19, that one was stupid easy. Now granted, it depends on the boss that you're fighting and the elements that you have, you know, some take more damage or less depending, but it seems like the difficulty curve, when I went to this one, I was expecting not to get through it. I really was. I was expecting either not to get through it or have a really hard time, and stupid. It was dumb. Okay. It was really easy. So the difficulty curve needs to be adjusted, the timers need to be adjusted, and probably one of the AI needs more AI. You know, throw chat GPT in here or something, help things out. One of the other things that I really have a complaint about is this. This is a horrendous gacha. This is like a pure money gacha. Basically, you buy these guys for actual money. I bought The first time you buy it, it's like what Genshin Impact did, if I remember. Each pack that you buy for the first time, you get double the amount. So I bought one of all of them. And then, because I'm a Launchpad supporter, I got another 100 tickets or whatever as a little bonus for that. Blew them all, didn't get a single SSR. And I'm pretty sure I went over this in my last video. That drop rate is garbo. And I mean garbo. But alright, so far, this game has been draining. The grind is real on this game, alright? And I don't think I've actually did a kind of a grind with this game, with any game prior to this, as much as I've been doing this. I've been going full tilt on this. I mean, I'll wake up, I'll use whatever resources I have, and I have a lot of production and stuff. This I just got done using a bunch, so it don't look like nothing. But yeah, I've been just really going at this thing like stupid crazy. And I wake up, I do a whole bunch of auto combat. It goes for hours, 2 or 3 hours. Then I let it rest for a little while. I go do some work. Like yesterday, I built a server rack out in the mining farm, which hopefully will get filled one day. And then I come back for a couple more hours, start grinding the crap out of stuff, and then it just keeps going and going. Oh my god. Okay, so how do you fix that? Okay, that is definitely something to fix, because this could be mentally draining. It really could be. So how the hell do we fix that? Okay, well, let's go back to one of the 3-star guys here. Click this. You got the sweep down here in the bottom right. Okay. Anyone who plays Princess Connect, Blue Archive, several other games that have basically skip tickets. That's what these sweep potions are, or whatever. You click that, you do however many you want, and it's a skip ticket for that many times. Well, I'm stocking mine up, because if there's a day where like I'm sick or don't feel well, or I'm really time constrained or whatever, but I still want to get stuff done, I'm got the sweep things there. You only get like 7 a day, 6 a day, something like that. I've used a couple, but in all those other games, they're very abundant. They're very abundant. Don't make players have to sit here and stare, or at least even with auto combat, to sit here and stare and just be like, okay, whatever, done, click the next one. Okay, a couple minutes later, okay, done, click the next one. Don't make players do that. Do not make players do that. Be very generous with the sweet potions. Hand out a ridiculous amount of them. More than you think anybody would ever need. Seriously. Because just sitting here constantly clicking and stuff, it's... No, it will drain people really quick, and trust me, it's draining. But oh man. And let's see, another little bit of a gripe I have is storage. Now, to upgrade storage, it's relatively easy. You just grind these little extension permits, which are in multiple different levels. The problem is they put them in specific levels that like are far more difficult than others. You need a ridiculous amount of them, and yeah. Ooh. I've actually hit max storage for my premium resources multiple times, where I have to like take my premium resources, sell them for the lower ones, which ain't a big deal because I use them anyways, but I keep hitting cap on them. Is that a problem most free-to-play players are going to have? Probably not. If you're in there, if you just spend enough money for one character, you're probably not having this issue. But for those who are considering this more of an investment than anything, yes, it's a problem, okay? The only change I would ask on that is to put those as, you know, spread it out a little bit. You know, put a couple more chapters or whatever with them. Or one thing that I would actually really like is that when you're doing specific chapters, all right, let's go back here again. And let's go over to this one just to take a look. When you're doing specific chapters, you know, this is what you get when you clear. All right. Throw in, like a lot of other games do, like a chance for just random extras. Okay. And you know, it's a really high chance. It's like, okay, you get all those clear rewards, and then we'll give you a little bit of something extra from the next tier down. Okay. Or maybe one little thing extra from that tier or something. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That would help things smooth out a little bit, I guess, in terms of progression. But also, one other little thing. See, I'm full of gripes here. I'm trying to help you guys, all right? Let's go here. See these powders? And you see these things? Somebody goofed. Somebody really goofed. These two need to either be equivalent or this needs to be higher. Okay, and I don't mean higher than this. This is already a ridiculous amount of components to make one stupid thing. This is a lot of crap. It might not look it. I don't know what you guys are seeing. You don't know unless you play, but this is a lot of crap, okay? But the powders, for whatever reason, are more than the main component. Whatever that is, a magical refined powder. It's powder. Okay, I was right. Higher. Lower. For whatever reason. Okay, so basically the common ones, that you did it right. Okay, that's it. You need 9, need 15. Okay, you did that right. This you didn't. This should be like 75, and this should be like 70, and this should be 80 something. And this over here, this should be like 320, and this should be 380. The powders drop. Why I say this? The powders drop in like every single one of these things, right? But this does not. So I think the logic that the developers were coming up with was like, oh, well, they're going to end up with like a ridiculous, a lot more powder or whatever because of all this stuff. And they're grinding this over here. You know, they'll do this, they'll do this, they'll just go through and they'll end up with a lot more powder. It'll balance out. Real life practice. No, don't, guys. Okay. Even it out or lower the powder under the main component. Ooh, boy. All right. So gameplay impressions so far. This is very much a solid game. Okay, let's see, let's go back. I'm not into the character. Well, yeah. Anyways, gameplay mechanics so far are actually really good. I really enjoyed it. If you want to take over manual control, you absolutely can. You can switch between any characters. I really like it. Everything plays smooth. It's combat itself is simple. E, you know, basically down here you got E for your minor skill, R for the big skill, and Q for the super uber thing that everybody has to charge up for. Okay, that's about as simple as I can put it, or whatever, and that's it. Yeah, you got your dodge, you got different mechanics. Some characters, you know, buff attack, some lower defense, some have passes for this, passes for that. There's a ton of stuff, but overall, this is actually a fairly simple, straightforward game. It looks excellent as far as I'm concerned. It's got the Genshin Impact feel, but if you ask me, it's a little bit more refined. If you, I don't know. It does feel a little bit more refined than Genshin Impact, or just on par. It's been a while since I played it because they took my money. I don't like it when you take my money. $2,000 on, what was it, Zhongli to max him out or something like that? No, I ain't doing that crap again. I spent $128 on this girl, whatever, on Kuro. Got super lucky or whatever. Now, if I wanted to, potentially flip her for a pretty good profit, but we're not doing that. We're keeping her. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button. And that's one of the things in this game, you know, it's play to earn, okay? But that doesn't mean you shouldn't invest. And this is going to be my, I guess, my biggest piece of advice. If you're going to play this game, have some money ready, okay? Free to play is perfectly fine. But if you hope to make life easy, if you hope to enjoy the game a little bit more, you're going to want to spend some money on a few characters to get in this thing. And, you know, if you think about it, you could spend... See, I go back and I think about this. It's like, okay, well, if I wanted to buy Kuro outright, okay, a really good SSR character, I wanted to buy her outright. Right now, I could get a pretty decent one for about, what was that, like $1,300. Okay, that sounds ridiculous. That sounds insane. When I was playing Genshin Impact, I had to spend over $2,000 on Zhongli to cap him out. I would have saved money with this game. And the whales understand this. The free-to-play folks, you know, you guys, we love you guys because you keep the game, you know, we pay for, the whales pay for the servers, the free-to-play players keep the hype in the game alive, okay? So we, you know, the whales can't whale without the free-to-play guys sitting there giving the thumbs up for us to go ahead and do it. If that makes any sense, it probably doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But that is my biggest piece of advice. You have to spend a little bit of money on this game. You have to. Do you need to get the Stella Fantasy currency? Not necessarily. That's more of like a staking / investment thing coming up or something like that. And yeah, you can spend it on some stuff in the store here. But is any of this in here really worth it? In my opinion, at least right now, no. It hasn't been. So you don't need to spend any on that, but some BNB on the Binance Smart Chain for some characters, or at least one at least a minimum of one character so that you have a full party. That is my biggest, that's my biggest piece of advice. That's my absolute biggest piece. Let's go here. Because most people who are free to play, this is what your team's going to look like. That's what your team's going to look like. The 3 free characters that you get when you start. And you're going to have this extra slot over here that is just, you're just going to play with this. You need to do something with this slot. And I could sit here and I could recommend different characters, right? I could recommend Chloe. Okay? Chloe, awesome healer, great character. It's not really going to help you like much, you know, getting past the big bosses and all that kind of crazy. Yeah, she'll heal, but she doesn't do damage for nothing. Do you need something with more damage? Aka maybe? That's not a bad choice. Gacha in here would probably be the absolute best choice to get, but she's also not super cheap. Yoru? Maybe. She got the Pekos. I mean, if you like Pekos, there you go. Spend your money on the Pekos. We're all anime weaves and gacha freaks or whatever. All we do is spend money on Pekos. So, get you some Pekos. Seriously. We'll catch you in the next video.